I am a Beyonce fan, and I have to tell you, I'm going to be watching this documentary, even if she doesn't introduce us to new stuff, even if she tells us that story about how her daddy used to have them run in high heels again. I'm watching. Because fortunately, one of the TVs in our kitchen has closed captioning, so I'll be able to understand what she says. She, Beyonce can't talk. Beyonce sounds like she's got a 5th grade education. She can't talk.
If you thought Wendy Williams was done being messy just because she stepped out of that purple chair, you have got another thing coming, because she is back. And this time, she is going directly at Beyonce for allegedly pressuring her to walk back everything she has ever said about her. And if there is one thing in this world that Wendy Williams absolutely cannot stand, it is someone telling her what to say. Now, have you ever noticed how celebrities practically trip over themselves to thank Beyonce every single time they get on a stage? After Lizzo won the Grammy for Record of the Year in 2023 and thanked Beyonce from the podium, the internet completely spiraled. People started pulling up video after video of celebrities publicly crediting Beyonce at every possible opportunity. And Beyonce, right on cue, always manages to look completely shocked and humbled every single time, like clockwork.
It controls all women. Beyonce owns women. This is true. Around the world.
I even heard it from Beyonce and all of her Beyonce-ness.
Sexiest woman in the world. Is that a lot of pressure that comes with that? No, because I know the truth. I know Beyonce is the queen of the world.
Oh, that's me. You're the biggest female in the world. No, I'm not. Beyonce is. Duh. Do not blaspheme Beyonce.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, The Guardian recently said that you're the woman right now making like the best pop music on the planet.
As long as Beyonce is alive, that statement is not true.
Thank you. Beyonce's new album release. Woo. I'm excited, but is it okay to release something this fire during a heat wave?
Beyonce, in the 5th grade, I skipped school to see you perform. My sister, she got me out of school. It was literature. I'm good. And where you at, Beyonce? My eyes are wet. You changed my life. You sang that gospel medley, and the way you made me feel, I was like, I want to make people feel this way with my music. So thank you so much. You clearly are the artist of our lives.
What kind of hold does this woman have over people? What kind of power makes an entire industry consistently defer to one person? Even Clive Davis once called her the first lady of music. Either she is genuinely the sweetest human being alive behind closed doors, or there is something far bigger operating beneath the surface that the public never gets to see. And according to Wendy, the reason everyone performs this loyalty is because of Beyonce's iron grip over the media machine backing her. Maybe not in the beginning, but by the time she locked in with Jay-Z, Beyonce had become a master of perception, with a uniquely calculated ability to control what the world sees, believes, and condemns. Year after year, Jay-Z gets dragged for something new, while Beyonce floats above it all looking more polished and untouchable than ever. But talent and beauty alone do not build that kind of fortress. You need a massive budget, reach, scale, and a machine working overtime, and Beyonce had all 4, and then some. When she and Jay first came together, they were on equal footing. But over time, Beyonce became a genuinely global force. And some would argue that being married to her is what actually got Jay-Z into certain rooms and gave him media protection he could never have built alone. Right now, there is barely a major media platform willing to say anything negative about the Carters. And if anything, it is the person who speaks up against them who ends up blacklisted. Just look at what happened to Nicki Minaj. The minute she started calling Jay-Z out for scamming her through his Tidal deal, her media visibility collapsed overnight. Nominations dried up, invitations disappeared, not because her talent faded, but because she crossed the wrong people. And Nicki was not alone. Brandy got burned too. A story circulated that she had tried to turn Kelly Rowland against Beyonce, urging Kelly to stop living in her shadow. What made it worse was that Brandy's producer Darkchild, who had built a signature sound with her across Full Moon and Never Say Never, walked away from her in favor of Beyonce. Brandy left that session humiliated and furious, and by the time she pulled herself together to release Aphrodisiac, that sound was already completely synonymous with Beyonce. Using it any further would have looked like imitation. Kelly stepped away from the friendship regardless, and things between them have been strained ever since. Then in 2017, Brandy made the mistake of saying she was not a fan of Bow Down.
I know that you are a Beyonce fan.
I am.
You're a Beyonce fan, and she recently put out her new song, Bow Down. People are talking about it. Can you weigh in here? Do you think that it deserves such backlash?
You know what? I think art is freedom. You know what I'm saying? And you should be able to express yourself the way you choose to express yourself. Of course, you know, people are going to have their own opinions. They're going to, you know, but opinion is opinion. I think art should be expressed the way it should.
Do you love the song?
I don't love the song, but I love Beyonce.
Not loving every song an artist releases is the most normal thing in the world. But because it was Beyonce she was talking about, the pile-on was absolutely merciless. Brandy got torn apart everywhere she turned until she eventually walked it back. But the damage was done, and the message to the rest of the industry was crystal clear. Keisha Cole was another artist who pushed back on Bow Down, taking issue with Beyonce's shift from female empowerment to what felt like a straight-up superiority complex. Keisha said, "First, women need to stick together, now bitches better bow chicks stay shooting the shit can't stand when people act all self-righteous when it's convenient to make themselves look good." And honestly, she made a completely valid point. Any other artist making that kind of contradiction would have been held fully accountable. But because it was Beyonce, the entire narrative flipped onto Keisha. Suddenly she was bitter, jealous, childish, and taking a simple song far too seriously. And before Nicki, before Brandy, and before Keisha, there was Blue Cantrell, who came through in the early 2000s with real hits like Breathe and Hit 'Em Up Style, genuinely shaping up to be something, right up until she got linked to Jay-Z in 2001, at the exact same time he was being connected to Beyonce. To make it worse, she sat down with Wendy Williams and said a few things she probably should have kept to herself.
Romantically?
No. No, I can't answer that. I can't answer that.
Oh, she's touching him up the neck! Look! You see?
Why do people not want to let the Jay-Z Blue Cantrell thing go?
Because, honey, that was a fabulous little high point in your career.
Well, what about Beyonce and Jay-Z? That's fabulous.
Yeah, but
Cantrell was signed to Def Jam, and after Jay-Z was appointed president of the label in 2004, her contract conveniently did not get renewed. Blue brushed it off as a label oversight, but what followed looked like nothing short of calculated sabotage. Her video Roundup with Lady May had deeply uncomfortable similarities to Beyonce's Bonnie and Clyde. She put out Breathe featuring Sean Paul, with the word breathe woven heavily throughout the song. And a few months later, Beyonce released Baby Boy, also featuring Sean Paul, with that exact same word as a central element. At that point, Blue had seen more than enough to call it a coincidence, and she confronted Beyonce directly, and got complete silence in return. People dismissed her as bitter and jealous, and nobody sympathized with what had clearly been taken from her. So it makes complete sense why artists would rather kiss the ring, protect their careers, and move on quietly, because nobody wants to become another cautionary tale about crossing the Carters. It was not until recently that people started feeling bold enough to challenge Beyonce openly. But Wendy Williams has been clocking her game for years. And one thing about Wendy is that when she talked about Beyonce and Jay-Z, it never felt like a personal vendetta. She has always given Beyonce her flowers. She once called her the greatest performer alive or dead.
Can I tell you something? Yes. This is my opinion. And we can fight all day. I don't care. Beyonce is the greatest performer of all time, living or dead. Yep.
Wendy almost got completely eaten alive for that one. But she said what she said, and she has never been the type to take her words back for anybody. However, as much as Wendy genuinely admires Beyonce, she has never been blind to the tactics she uses to stay on top, including the fiercely calculated way she handles any female artist who starts gaining real momentum. And once you stop placing Beyonce on an untouchable pedestal and start watching with clear eyes, the patterns become impossible to ignore. The first time Wendy ever publicly went at Beyonce was over the baby bump that visibly folded on national television. Most media outlets refused to go near it, but not Wendy. She called out exactly how strange it was for a pregnant belly to crumple like that, and said any honest person watching would have to do a double take, hardcore fan or not.
Beyonce, come on, you're not like that, are you? You You know how some of these celebrities can be, though. Anything for attention.
And from that moment, it never stopped. Wendy has consistently and unapologetically called out Jay-Z and Beyonce's marriage as primarily a business arrangement, suggesting that whatever genuine love may have existed in the beginning, after Beyonce was publicly humiliated by the cheating scandal, the relationship evolved into a strategic partnership built entirely around protecting their brand and covering each other at all costs.
It's being reported that this is a business relationship. Now, I refuse to believe that it started out this way. I believe that in the beginning, they were in love, like two people fall in love, and then you get married, and then maybe sometimes, and I'm not suggesting that this is them, but I'm just trying to look at both sides of the coin. Sometimes when business gets so big and you got two stars in the family and they're competing with one another, sometimes it becomes about staying together so that we, John Q. Public, think that everything's perfect.
And the conversation about Beyonce allegedly borrowing heavily from other artists has been completely off limits for years. Nobody wants to say it out loud and deal with what follows. But Wendy said it anyway. She pointed out that every time Beyonce gets celebrated as a creative visionary and innovator, she has either been deeply inspired by or outright taken from other artists without proper acknowledgement. Wendy was also one of the very first to publicly call out how deliberately Jay-Z and Beyonce managed their media narrative, particularly around Beyonce's obsessive control over her image and what gets said about her publicly.
I think that Jay-Z and Beyonce are master manipulators of the media. And I also think, yeah. And I think that they are to the point, they will manipulate almost anything. Like, I think it's bad karma to lie about the state of your marriage. Or, I wouldn't even say, I missed work because my son is sick, if he's really not sick, because that just puts a bad karma on you. You know what I mean? Do I think they're pregnant? Probably not. Not for lack of trying, but just because he changed those words to the lyrics just to get us talking, and so we're talking. What I do think, though? I do think that they've announced this to stay in our eyes.
When Wendy's health deteriorated from Graves' disease and she found herself locked under a conservatorship, some people framed it as karma for speaking negatively about celebrities, including Beyonce, who reportedly never has a bad word to say about anyone. A National Enquirer article even claimed Beyonce was genuinely hurt by things Wendy had said, having considered her a friend. Wendy threw that straight back. They are not friends. She has never partied with them, never attended a single one of their events, and she is always going to tell it exactly as it is because that is her entire job.
Says another source, was the fact that some of the rumors were being perpetuated by people they considered friends, like talk show host Wendy Williams. Well, first of all, you're not a credible source, because if you were, then you would know I've never partied with them. I've never been to their house. I don't swim in their pool. Like, we're not friends. I'm a pop culture pundit and commentator, right? That's what you call it. Pop culture woman. And I talk about.
And even through everything her health has put her through, Wendy stands completely behind every word she has ever said. She never set out to destroy someone the public idolizes or tear down a family treated like pop royalty. But what Wendy wants is for people to see past the carefully constructed facade and stop being deceived just because the Carters happen to be black. While Jay-Z was being dragged for his Target deal, and yet another attempt to undercut the community, Beyonce quietly dropped a new video, which Wendy read as a clear signal that she has always had her husband's back and almost certainly benefits from those very deals as his wife. And according to Wendy, it should be completely acceptable for her or anyone else to say so without it being treated like absolute blasphemy. And people agreed. As a very big fan of B&J, I'm so tired of acting like we can't critique them. I've always wondered how, when, and why Beyonce was turned into a deity. They handed her Grammys like Tic Tacs. Why is everyone scared to say they don't like Beyonce? Like, is she God that she's gonna strike you down? But what do you think about all of this? Sound off in the comments? Make sure to like and subscribe. See you later, baddies.